So, are you ready to become a podcaster on podcast? Download the Anchor app. It's the easiest way to do podcasting and it's also free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's easy. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Good morning, my wonderful and beautiful kings and queens. How are y'all doing on this Monday morning? I pray that each of you are having a blessed, safe morning. All is well with you. Everything is going great. And even if it's not going so great and so well, and you're under the sound of my voice, guess what? You are a blessing. You are a miracle because you have made it to a brand new day, brand new evening or night, wherever you are in the world. You made it. Okay, you have life, and that right there is a blessing and miracle. If this is your first time tuning into my podcast, my name is Candace E. Brown. I'm a certified life coach. I'm a podcaster. I'm also a YouTuber and author. I am also a mother of two beautiful and wonderful children. And what I do mindset coaching for women to help them to get that self-love, that self-confidence back. Or if you have never had self-love or self-confidence, ladies, I help you to get that because guess what? You are a queen. Okay, you are royalty. It is your birthright. It does not matter about your skin color, your age. Doesn't matter about your past, your current circumstances or situations. You are a queen. It doesn't even matter about your profession, what you do for a living, okay? You still a queen. So you need to fix your crown, hold your head up high. Or if you have never picked up your crown, ladies, pick up your crown, okay? What are you waiting on? Pick up your crown. Put it on top of your head and walk like the fearless, bold queen that you are. All right. So jumping right into the podcast on this morning, it's Motivation Monday. And I just want to come and encourage somebody on today and let them know that even though we make mistakes, it's okay. It's okay to make a mistake. The important thing is when you've made the mistake, did you learn from the mistake? Okay? I am a firm believer that now and this comes with mindset changing, y'all. That can possibly be any mistakes made. And people may look at me crazy. You may say, that's crazy. People make mistakes. But the thing is, did you learn from the mistake? Okay, did you get the lesson out of the mistake? And as long as you have learned the lesson and you've gotten what you're supposed to get out of that mistake and you don't do it again, then you're okay. Now, the problem come in is where you keep doing it over and over and over again. It becomes repetitive. Now, that's the issue, okay? That's the problem because you keep repeating something over and over again. Let me explain something. For example, you know this stove is hot, okay? And you put your hand over, okay? What lesson did you learn? You learned that, okay, the stove is hot. I have burned my hand. So if I put my hand over this hot eye, I'm going to get burnt. So I will not do that again. Okay, that's your lesson. But now you keep going up to that hot stove, putting your hand over that eye. What's going to happen? You're going to keep getting burnt and you didn't learn the lesson out of it. Okay? Same thing with relationships or anything like that. You keep going back with the same man or the same woman and people tell you all the time, oh, I've changed. And you know you haven't seen any change in them, but you still let them back in your life. What do you expect for them to do? Because they didn't learn the lesson. Only thing they know is, well, he or she is going to take me back anyway, so I can just really go over there and do what I want to do, and they're not going to say anything to me. And they haven't learned their lesson because they still dealing with me. Okay, people actually do think like that, y'all. I'm just here to tell you because I'm real raw and uncut on here. I'm just going to give it to you 100. People actually think like that. So Let me tell you something. If somebody keep doing this and doing that to you, 9 times out of 10 they have not changed, and they're not going to change overnight. How I know, I have been through it, and me myself, I didn't change overnight. Okay, this is not an overnight process that you getting on this podcast. This took let's see, a year and counting. I'm going to just be real. It took a whole year, and I'm still going, still changing, and still counting. Okay, no, I'm not perfect, but every day I try to strive to be a better person. And every day you need to try to strive to be a better person. Strive for perfection. Your question should be, what can I do better today than I did yesterday? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. But if somebody has keep on just doing this and doing that to you, then that's showing that, one, you're giving off no self-love. You don't love yourself. You have no self-confidence. Your self-esteem is low, and you don't mind getting treated like a doormat. Okay, that's what that's giving off. But if you say, okay, now you done did this to me before. Now, why would I turn around and be back with you again? And I know you have not changed. I'm going to keep going on. Now I'm going to let you have it. You have a nice day. And you go on about your life. And you, of course, they're going to come and beg and plead. And you got some want to play the guilty part and the manipulation and all of this here. You got to keep going. You got to keep going, because they got to learn the lesson out. You learned the lesson out of it. Okay, well, all right, lesson learned. I'm going to move on from it. But if that's how you do, then you're going to attract the right person for you, because you're learning the lessons. That's what I had to learn, y'all. I had to keep figuring out why in the world I kept attracting these kind of people, because I had not learned my lesson. But once I began to learn the lesson out of it, then things got better. Okay, that's even with work, y'all. That's even out here in the work field. You got lessons to learn out there in the work field. Okay, you can't get mad because you late every day. Of course you're going to get fired because you're late every day. You got to be to work on time. You got to do your job. You can't get an attitude when people ask you to do what you were supposed to do. Okay, I had to learn all of this. I used to get mad because they'll write me up or something for being late, and I have but the lesson is you need to get to work on time. Okay, and the lesson is when I used to, I'm not finna do this. I mean, I used to be, yeah. And the lesson is, okay, we're paying you for a job. You have to learn the lesson. I look at life is full of lessons, y'all. Life is full of lessons. Okay, you make mistakes, but the great thing is learn from the mistake. I don't care how bad it is. Let me tell you something. I don't even care how bad it is. Even death will give you a lesson, y'all. Even when people leave your life through death, there's a lesson even in that, y'all. I'm a living witness to that, because I got a whole lesson out of my mother's death. And people may not believe it, but I got a whole lesson out of it. That's what's so wonderful about God. He answers he will answer questions. And we were brought up to not question God. Don't question God. We shouldn't question God. You better ask God them questions. Let me tell you something. Ask God them questions, because he'll answer them. He may not answer them right then, but he gonna answer them in due time. But the reason he doesn't answer them then when you ask him, because he know he ain't ready. You're not ready to receive what he ready to give you. Okay, one thing I know, you got to be ready to receive what God is going to tell you or what he's going to do. You got to be ready to receive it. And if you're not ready to receive it, you're not going to accept it. No, I just don't think it. And you going to go back to him again, he going to give you, yeah, that's it. But you got to be ready to receive whatever he's going to give you. Okay? But there's nothing wrong with asking God questions. I ask him questions all the time. People, you shouldn't question God. Don't ask him. He wants you to talk to him. And I'm trying to figure this out, y'all. Y'all help me out here today now. How can I sit here and engage in a conversation with my Father if I don't ask him no questions? Okay? It's me and God would sit there and talk, and I would, out of the blue, I talk to him randomly all day. See, I don't talk to him, I'm just going to talk to you once a day. No, I talk to God randomly out the day. You may think I'm talking to myself. I'll be talking to God randomly throughout the day. I talk to him all day long. Well, God, what are you thinking? I'm like, Lord, So I can't sit there and answer no questions. I got to be tensed up when God looking at me like, I know you want to ask it. I am, and you know what I love about him? He'll still answer the question, even though you didn't say it with your mouth, but he knew what you were thinking in your heart. He knew what was on your mind. So he answered it anyway. He gave you the answer anyway. Sometimes we don't even have to speak and he'll give you the answer. Okay? But I be trying to figure out, they always taught us not to question God. But I'm going to ask him some questions because he answered them. It might come out. It's going to come off raw and uncut sometime, but it's the truth. Because the truth is what's going to set you free. When they say the word say the truth will set you free, it will really set you free. The truth will set you free. But you just got to be ready to receive it. But if you make a mistake, any mistake you have ever made, sit down and figure out what was the lesson. What were the things that you were supposed to get out of that mistake? What were you supposed to learn from it? And learn from your mistakes. That's what makes you a better person every day. That's the change that comes over time. Because you are learning from your mistakes. That's all change is. Turn from your wicked ways. Learn the lessons in the mistakes. That's all that is, y'all. Learning what you need to learn in the mistake and turn from it. Like, okay, I'm not gonna do that no more. That's change. That's true change because you learning, and that's all that is. People want to come off and say, "Oh, it's so hard to change." It's not hard to change. It's not hard. You just got to be willing and you got to be humble and you got to know that, okay, what mistakes have I made? What can I do to be a better person? That's all it is. Every day, I made this mistake yesterday, but what was the lesson I need to get out of it? Get the lesson out of it. Don't do it again and keep going. That's true repentance, y'all. That's what that is. Learning from your mistakes. People, yes, it is. Learning from your mistakes. Making yourself a better person every day. That's true change. That's true repentance, okay? I just want to come on here and share that with y'all. And I hope and pray that it blesses someone. Y'all have a wonderful and prosperous day. This has been Candace E. Brown, your certified life coach. And I will check in with you guys next time.